Midrash says it's regarding the inyan of tzitzis and tefillin, and the difference between the two of them. I started this tiv on Kriya Shema and on Amida, and they're really worthwhile listening to because there's a lot of information there that would be helpful for us learning this. You could get it on YouTube under Bob Fleischman. All of my stuff is there. He says inyan hatzitzis tefillin v'hefer sheyesh b'neihem. So this is, we're talking about tzitzis in relationship to tefillin. What's the difference between them? So the reason why I brought that up was because over there he said that tefillin they represent the mochen of godless from yesterday. So that's what he said. So, but I guess there's qualifications. So inyan hatzitzis v'hatefillin v'hefer sheyesh b'neihem kavoro daticho kahatzitzis hu b'chinas ora makif el zah. So it's a surrounding light that's shining at zah. And you find this in two different ways. One, so maybe the ways is the wrong word, but it's the statuses. He says one is during the time of the Eber. While the Vlad is still gestating in the womb of Ima. The second one has to do with the time of nursing. The inyan zeh, so this idea here, enenu chaser, never is always like that, la'olam. Now, what he means by that, I don't know yet. V'ki shtei bechinos elu de'iver v'yanika, these two aspects, ena chaserim afilu, they're never missing, afilu the bechinos alomos achra churban, even. Now, what he means by the, I don't know the bechinos alomos after the churban, even I don't understand that 100%, but we'll find out. V'yeshlehem or makif, they have a makif light. Even in the concept of alamos, and here's the second time he said the word alamos, so we have to, it must mean something. He says about the tefillin who or a makif, it's also a makif. But it comes from a third time of zeranpin. Hanikra godless the mochen. It's called godless. It's the godless of the mochen. And it's on a higher level than tzitzis. The inyan said, this inyan, he says, la'achar ha'churban, which takes place after the churban. Chaser olamos ha'kitzonim kenoida. This is all missing from the outer olamos. Ki acher ha'churban ein zivug ela the bechinas of the shamos. It's interesting. The yichud takes place only in the concept of the shamos, which is higher or more panimi. Shem panimius olamos, which refers to the panimius olamos. That's the tzad of the tzalim that comes in. Vein zivug the bechinas olamos. There is no yichud of the olamos. B'mei ha'chol during the week time. She'oz ne'emer, because that's when it says, we have this phrase that we've seen before, Hein ha'relam tza'aku chutza, the malachim are crying outside. They're on the outside. Ke malachim came kitzonius. Malachim represents kitzonius. How do we know that? Bebechinas olamos, because they represent the olamos. Vein lachem zivug b'mei ha'chol. They don't have a yichud during the weekday. Let's read on the time we have left the tip of Kavanos. He says, Bidrash Rab Mevar as Indian Kavanos at Tzitzis. Now we're going to talk about the Kavana of the Tzitzis. He said, Tefillin to both of them. Umahu HaHefesh V'Achiyesh Bein Tzitzis, the Tefillin, V'ad Heichon Kum Makomo shall call Echad Ben. I mean, exactly how far do they go? Do they extend? Shehema Talis, Behena Tefillin, he writes this in, Shnehem Heim Bechinas or Hamakiv Shel Zah. So that's true. Both of them represent that. Both in Shemasha Shanina Shachatzitis who or Makiv El Zah, that's a more Makiv to Zeranpin. Who B'Shnei Zemanim Bechinos. It's come from two different times, two different aspects. B'Shnechem Beramazim Atzitzit. So what are the two times? What are the two aspects? Abachina Rabishon Hios and Tzitzis or Makif al Zah. The first one, let's talk about the Tzitzis. It's a Makif to Zeranpin, Kasher Abizah Hu Bizman Iver, but it refers specifically to Zeranpin, receiving the light from the outside, is the time of Iver. Now we know some things about Iver. Sha'az Yeshlo Rak Bechinas Nefesh. Iver is the lowest level, and the lowest level of light is Nefesh. So the Zad, Zeranpin already, is the, so we're talking, is the Iver inside law inside of law. Bazman Hasheni Shibel Tzitzis remezes or Makif Dezah. So the second time, when the tzitzis are really showing you about the Makif Dezah, Zehu Bechinas Azah Bechinas Yanika. So there's two different types. Is when Zah in the position of Yanika. So now he's born out already, but he's still a child. Shaz Yesh Lo Bazah Bechinas Ruach, because then he's not just a concept of nefesh, but there's a higher level of light, panimi to that, which is called ruach. B'shtei bechinas haladil shehem bechinas nefesh he iver dezah, bechinas ruach shu nik dezah. Eidach bechinas kaimos bezah la'olam. These two aspects of their anpin, that is their anpin, is a chagad 9. So that is the iver, which is the 9, I guess, and you would say like that the chagad would be unika. Because even after the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash, he says, Im calls out with all of this, despite that, he says, so even after the Horban, when the Moch and the Godless are gone, you still see that that these two aspects are still there. That is the vok of Zeranpin, Shei Bechinas Nefesh or Ruach, which correspond to that. So this is also in regards to the or makif of them. So So he says that these ruach and nefesh are always there. Afilu b'merkava shel olamos and dekroim kitzonis. Even if we're talking about the chariot of the olamos, which I'm not sure what he means by that, of the nekroim kitzonis. Now the olamos are called the chutzonius, and the merkava is the concept of bringing shefa to them or bringing shefa from them, one or the other. But that's the way I understand it. But I'm not sure why it's here. Aval Tefillin Ramazim Alo or Hamakim. Now the Tefillin is different. Sheyesh the Zecha Kasher Hu Bizman Shlishi. Shezeh Hazman Shlishi Shebezecha Benikra Godless. That's godless. Ki Oz Yesh Lo Mochan the godless, because now he has Penemius. But Tefillin Sheramazeh Alo or Hamakim Sheyesh the Zecha Kasher Hu B'Matzav the godless. So the Tefillin really represents godless. Zehu or Godol Umu'ula Mina or Hamakif. So this is a light which is tremendously high, and it's higher than the or Hamakif. Amaramas Betzitzis Amaramazim Ala or Hamakif the Iba V'Yanika. So this is the light of the tzitzis. What happened in there? Okay, so we're getting close to the end. Let's go to the top of this column, and it says, "Zehu or godol umu'ula min or hamaki." But remember, it says that this is the greater light because it's coming from godless. Hamramazim ala or hamaki the iva v'yanika. V'zu habechina the godless the zaz. And now this aspect, from the time that the destruction of the temple. As because now the Moch and the Godless are gone. For Olomos and Nekroim Kitzonius, so those Olomos which we call Kitzonius, which are Tiferes, what was one going to say, were Yitzir and Asiyah, the Erika Neshamas and Nekroim Penimi and Ba'archim, which would be like Neshama. Came Mizmana Horban Ve'elach. So this is what he says. He said from the time of the Horban going onwards. Now I would have thought he would say the exact opposite, but he didn't. He said that the yichud that's taking place here is only in the aspect of the penimius, But the chitzonius, which I guess means the spreading down towards us, the shefa, I guess, not sure what it means. Shehem bebechinas and neshamos, that's where the yichud takes place. Shebechinas and neshamos, nikrucha penimius olamos is called the penimius of the olamos. Keep going on. Let's see a little bit more. The Masha Kosev of Rav Shebizman is there that what Rav writes this nowadays. Ein zivid the bechinas of olamos and the kroim kitzonis olamos, which another we're talking about Yitzir and Asiya. Kavan also he al yamos achol. He's only talking about weekdays. Daika. She'ein she'az ein zivug l'olamos she'hein bebechinas chitzonius ela rak the dushamba she'hein bebechinas penimius. Now, this is a fact that I really don't know what to do with it, so let's see if we got a little bit more to do here. Sha'al Yemei HaChol Ne'emer Al-Kasa, the Pasuk says, Hein Areilim Tzakim Chutza, Tzraham Recha Malachim, Hein Bebechinas Chitzonius. They represent, I guess, Olam Yitzira, Masha Ein Kain Neshamas Yisrael Shehem Penimius. So they're out, they're not able to make a Yichud, he's saying? V'chitzonius, hem nekrayim bechinas olamos. The chitzonius are called the aspect of olamos. L'umas hapenimios shenikrayim neshamos in regards to the penimios, which is called neshamos. So he says, and we're coming to the end now. L'malachim ein bechinas zivug b'malsachol. Now that's a fact I didn't necessarily know. So he says that there is no yichud in malachim during the weekday. Kemin shehem min chitzonius. Because there's no yichud, he said, for the Yitzonius, Sheba Bechinas Olamos. Became a Sheba Mos HaChol, so since, during the weekdays, Ein Zivug Bechinas Kitzonius, there is no yichud like that. Bechein HaMalachim Tzoakim B'Kol Mar, so therefore the Malachim, they cry out in a bitter voice. Shachab Malachim Heim Mina Kitzonius, because that's where they come from, they're from the Kitzonius, and there's no possibility of a yichud during the weekday. That these malachim, shehem malachim shemina chitzonius, tza'ako, they're crying, b'kol mar, with a bitter voice, chutza the hiyosim in the chitzonius, ve'ein lichem zivug b'mehachol. Adkan, that's it. Was what we got today. Thank you for learning with me. I'm not sure where this is going, what he's trying to say. So, okay. This Indian of there's no yichud in the Kitzonius during the weekday after the Korban Beis Hamikdash, but only a yichud in Penimius. I have no idea what that means. Okay, thank you very much. Call to.